What's up? It's Jack Banks, NBA, and today we're looking at Tristen Newton, the guard from Uconn, two-time national champion. And Tristen Newton is 6'5", 195 pounds. He'll be 23 when the draft takes place, and he spent 5 years in college. The first 3 at Eastern Carolina, and then the last 2 as back-to-back champions with Uconn. So, who is Tristen Newton? Well, he is a multifaceted player who averaged 15 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, and a little over 6 assists per game. So he's filling up the box score and had multiple triple-doubles in his college career. And that's not something you see very often. So it's not something that should be diminished in any way. And he's a guy who plays under control. He's a tough shot taker and a tough shot maker, and he can do a little bit of everything, and that's evident by his stats, right? There's some games where he might get 10 rebounds. There's other games he might get 10 assists. Other games he might score 25 points. It depended on the night, but Tristen Newton could figure out what his team needed, and he would do that on any given night. And so he's really good in a lot of different areas. And so the question becomes, what will be his calling card at the NBA level? And to me, it's more likely to be his passing ability, because he did average 6 assists. And his scoring, while he did average 15 points a game, he took the most shots on Uconn, and he was not efficient. Let's be real about that. He was at 41% from the field and 32% from 3. He did shoot 81% from the free throw line, which is a solid number, and also says to me that some of his shooting efficiency troubles were shot selection based, not necessarily lack of ability, right? And that's important because in conference play, his shooting percentages declined. He was at 37% from the field in conference play and 30% from 3. And so Newton is going to have to make a big adjustment going to the next level. And that adjustment is going to be getting used to playing without the ball in his hands. And can he do it? Sure, he did it a bit last season when, Sanogo and Jordan Hawkins had the ball a bit more. But the thing about Newton, and this is surprising for me to say because I was a really big Tristen Newton fan up until I got into his draft eval. I was headstrong going to take him, and I guess we'll get into it. Right now, I would not draft Tristen Newton, which is surprising to myself to say. And the reason why is because of his shooting. And the reason that's important is because I'm having a hard time seeing what his role is going to be as a guy at the NBA level who will not have the ball in his hands as much, which takes away from his passing ability, and then is going to have to shoot more where he wasn't great. Even improving his shot selection, I don't know if he gets into a 40% three-point shooter. He can hit them. He hit a lot of timely ones, but he wasn't consistent. And for a guy who's going to need to have a role, he's only an okay defender. He competes, but he's not great. A little less than a steal per game, 0.3 blocks, decent. And even his calling card, his passing, he was a little sloppy with the ball at times, over 2.5 turnovers per game, which is still a little over 2 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. Not bad by any means, but a little bit of a concern as at the next level I expect him to have the ball less. So he's going to have to be a little bit sharper with his decision making. And for me, throughout the season, the guy in my head as a comp for Tristen Newton was Terrence Mann. And the reason being, they're similar size. They're guys who can do a little bit of everything. I thought Newton was a better playmaker, but I think Mann was a better defender coming out of college, and that's what helped him get onto the court pretty quickly with the Clippers. And that's my concern with Newton. Is he going to be able to get on the court with consistent minutes to let some of his other skills shine as time allows it. And that's why I wouldn't draft him, because I'm a little worried that he's not going to be allotted that opportunity because of his lack of defense and shooting, and the fact he's not going to have the ball in his hands as much. And so those things are going to be amplified at the next level. So he's going to have to really improve. And I hope he does, because I'm a Tristen Newton fan, and I want to see him have success at the next level. So I'm curious what you guys think about Newton, or what other prospects you'd like to see me profile, as we have a little bit under a month until the NBA draft. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.